Are you listening?
Good morning, everybody out there today. Good morning. Hey, we got a hillbilly. We got a random TCG dude on a Sunday.
Wow.
And moving full. What's up?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. It's a good day. Good
Yo,
morning.
yo, bros. Good morning. Yeah, I am happy to be here on an off Sunday.
Yeah.
This
I've
is off Sunday
been
for
trying to
you.
make manipulative topics where people want to jump in and chime in, and I guess it's kind of working.
The algorithm, I guess.
Well, if people have a feeling, they
Yeah.
want to share their thoughts, that's cool.
That's always cool.
But then TCGdude did something today. I thought that was pretty cool. Is he took my long monologue and broke it down with like Chat GTP, and it's like this is going on. It's what it says. It's what's going on. This is the conclusion. This is the question. And I'm like, I'm getting better at my craft that they can break it down like that.
Yeah.
It's totally not Skynet taking over slowly. Totally not.
No, that
Totally
reminds me of the whole video creating AI.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
AI or something like that.
right. Well, YouTube has this thing where if you use AI content in your video, I'll have to pop up like a message saying AI generation has been used, even if it's chat GDP, if it's a picture in your video, that more of your video, or if it's something that's like people have access to those crazy chat GDPs where they can make it look like me saying something that I never said before.
Yeah, deep fake. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so the like thumbnails are in the clear. So woo, I'm lucky there.
Yep.
How are you doing
good.
today, Hillbilly?
Doing pretty good. Had some pretty good games today on Arena.
Oh yeah, pretty good games. Pretty good.
That's what's
Hope
up.
you guys got your coffee. Look, someone's getting their coffee delivered. Whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Coffee delivery.
How first world do you have to be to Uber Eats or DoorDash your coffee, bro? Oh man.
How are you doing today, TCG dude?
Dude, I'm good. I got a new job yesterday. I landed the interview, so I celebrated.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm gonna be cooking over at Dave & Buster's, bro.
Nice.
Oh yeah, of all the places I could start working at, I'm like, bet I'm gonna make a gaming channel. Come on,
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
And all that. Yeah.
Imagine if
They have
you
a lot
get
of good
building enough
games there.
rapport that you can get Dave & Buster's to be a sponsor channel.
Oh god, yeah, I know, right? That would be pretty cool.
Let me
I mean,
see.
honestly, I've never been there before. Like I feel like let's see here. Any arcade that I saw as a kid may have been in a mall and was just like a small outlet arcade. And the only big arcades that I saw was a place called like Funtasia. And there was a really famous place in Seattle for the longest time. I don't know if it's still there. It's called GameWorks. It's actually owned by Sega. And that's one of the reasons, why they're able to do their thing, because Sega is one of the only companies left that still manufactures arcade cabinets and like is in that business. But anywho's this place, bro, walked into the mall and said Dave & Buster's, huge. I mean, like it took me at least a full minute to go from the stairs where I entered to like the seating area, and then there's a whole bar area with like hella flat screens for UFC fights and football. Bro, it's nuts. It's like Buffalo Wild Wings cranked up with the arcade cabinets.
Hell yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
It's crazy. Sounds crazy. Sounds
That's
awesome.
on into jobs though.
Yeah, I'm so happy for
Yeah,
you.
thanks, man. I appreciate it, because your boy's gonna be able to buy into your box breaks now.
Nice.
What I liked when I was growing up was Chuck E. Cheese. Not for the pizza,
Plastic.
but for the games.
Ironic
Yeah.
because Atari is the one who started the whole Chuck E. Cheese thing with the putting cabinets in the stores, because they figured instead of investing in the money and just making games and selling them on shelves and then possibly flopping. They put games in arcade cabinets and Chuck E. Cheese's, and they're the most popular oones that turn into Atari games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese definitely a 90s staple, man. Many a birthdays were spent there.
Now, that's nostalgia to my childhood.
Yeah.
You know what should happen with the rise of Toys R Us kind of coming back. Toys R Us needs to make like a full-on store and have a Chuck E. Cheese dining area right inside.
Yep. Another one that I enjoyed was Mr. Getty's, and they had an arcade in their establishment also.
Ooh,
Man,
nice.
like you old school Pizza Hut. If you ever had a Pizza Hut, they used to have arcade games like one of those big old Neo Geo ones that had like 4 games in one
Oh yeah,
machine.
I hear you.
That was
Here's
good stuff.
one last one for y'all. Pizza Hut is really good pizza, by the way, and yeah. Neo Geo cabinets rock. Alfie's Pizza. Alfie's Pizza used to have like, every location's different, I'm sure, but they had actual, like, in the middle of the pizza store shop, seating areas with tube TVs and 8 to 10 tube TVs with Nintendo 64s. Does anybody remember going to Alfie's and freaking playing Super Mario 64?
Never had one in my state.
Never had one, but McDonald's used to have N64 machines.
Never had one here in Kentucky either.
It might be an Alaska thing or a very northern area
Alfie's
thing.
Pizza. It might be a west coast thing, but yeah, Alfie's Pizza. I'll find some pictures and pop it in the Discord later.
Oh,
sounds good.
Yeah. All right. See, James Willis says the Midwest, all the arcades were run by a company called Aladdin's. Yeah, and there was a place before Chuck E. Cheese that the mascot was a gorilla and played the keyboard. Ooh.
I know which one you're talking about, James Willis, but I can't remember the name either.
I don't know that.
I don't know. It's all right, but it's a fun day. Today is kind of a loosey-goosey day with a topic I think it's interesting. I even changed the title of the topic on the YouTube channel called MTG possibly needs help. Reselling MTG possibly needs help. Which is kind of funny because last night I was watching some toy resellers and gaming resellers out there, like who sell vintage toys and vintage games.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how eBay and other resellers are ruining the game. And now since they've been going around to yard sales, estate sales, buying up all these stuff and reselling them, making YouTube channels about them. The public consciousness has grown to where even the average Joe knows the value of their collectibles now, that they're just flipping on eBay, making it harder for resellers to stay in the business. And I'm like, you know what? That's an interesting thing. And I'm like, how can we apply that to Magic? And that's how I came up with today's topic.
Interesting. Yeah. So as a person who's done a lot of video game reselling in the past, using both eBay and Amazon, and of course hand-to-hand local. Yeah, bro. Awareness is kind of the killer of it right now. I'm not saying it's dead, but there's a lot less meat on the bones. Like there would be many times where I could go to a Value Village or another thrift store and happen upon gold for $2, $3, $5 a piece. Now those are going to be behind glass and well picked through by employees.
Right. And also, like some like one of our Goodwills here has the area called the eBay section, and they sell things for like half the price. You can find them on eBay. And they're like, it's this, and they have pictures saying this is how much is on eBay. Here's how much we're asking.
I mean, technically, it's a good, well, not good, but like an easy way to trick your customer. You know what I'm saying? So it's a potentially profitable business tactic, but it is kind of underhanded.
Yeah, it's kind of scummy if you ask me.
It is kind of underhanded, but it really hurts the resellers, like because resellers try to get like a third of the price of it, so they can sell it for 2/3 more, and at least. And unless the thing's worth way more, they still try to get a good deal off it. But yeah, so I see. This seems like the secondary market for these vintage toys is hindering. But like it's not. But the difference is the secondary market's not being hindered by these video games to the video game companies, because video game companies can reproduce the games digitally and sell them on a platform. They've done that many times,
Yep.
and these cartridges still be worth money because people want the cartridge. Ironically, Magic's different because Wizards can reprint the cards, and there's a physical card in the market, and that just seems to shift a lot of things, good or bad, whatever. But let's take a moment. Let's break down, because I have to get to my monologue section. And before we get to that whole mess, Hillbilly.
Yep.
Yeah, what's the first portion of the day?
Card of the day.
Ooh. I saw this. I'm like, someone's gonna find ways to make this card fun. Oh man, you want to read that off, Hillbilly?
Ooh, I'm already liking it. Shrine of Limitless Power. 3 generic artifacts. At the beginning of your upkeep, or whenever you cast a black spell, put a charge counter on Shrine of the Limitless Power. Pay 4 and tap it. Sacrifice Shrine of Limitless Power. Target player discards a card for each charge counter on Shrine of Limitless Power.
Ooh.
Not bad at all.
It's actually a pretty good jank card. Like, it's janky, but it's good. It's especially like the irony in it is you can make it powerful. The more spells you play between your upkeeps, and each upkeep you get a charge counter, you can knock someone's hand out of the park, out of the game. You know, that's
and then they're like, "Joke's on you! I'm playing Hellbent."
You're showing your age there, TCG dude.
For real.
A little.
All right, no, Hellbent was a ability I wish they kind of worked more on, making more viable, because that's good.
And today's standard discard would not be that good because of the descend ability.
Mm-hmm. But you see, this was made a new Phyrexia block.
Yep.
This card was banger. People actually played this back in the day, especially early Commander. This card is nuts. And it still has a salt level too. Like, people played this. I remember people playing this in early game Commanders and building it up and just knocking someone out of the game, basically, because they were top decking from there on. That was rough.
Yeah.
And now for the pictures of the day, we got this little dude I thought was hilarious. Yeah, like you can tell it's AI generated, and I'm still wondering what the coffee beans are there for, because it's not like he's drinking coffee beans, but the coffee beans are there. That shows my ecstatic excitement for coffee every morning. Yeah. I love the coffee. Oh, yeah.
Lawson.
And another picture I thought, man, Hillbilly would like this picture.
That's cute.
It is adorable.
It looks comfortable too. The blanket does.
The blanket? Yeah, the blanket looks comfortable. Not the dog you want to cuddle with who's drinking the coffee.
Lord, I'd hate to be the owner of that dog. That dog probably hyper as hyper.
Right? Like the picture is a picture of the dog just lying down after it just ran circles around the house, like doing everything, probably running up the walls, going crazy. Yeah. Oh, man, that was the pictures of the day. I want to say good afternoon. And James Willis says the restaurant he's talking about, the large gorilla playing keyboards, called Showbiz.
Yeah, that's it. That was it.
Yeah, Showbiz. All right. Now, for the topic of the day, I want to get into this monologue because I want to read through it as quickly as possible. And I tried putting my heart into making it sound good, because I know reading's not always fun, and listening to someone read is not always fun. So reselling, I changed the topic from possibly a problem, but it's not really a problem. I said reselling MTGs possibly needs help. It says the roughly 6,000 brick and mortar stores and over a crap ton of online stores, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Mercari, and I could mention Amazon because people can sell on Amazon. And over time, millions of people are selling on many online platforms, sellers at conventions, Comic-Cons, etc. People buying all these cards, like singles, secondary market. Cards flowing through the marketplace, the ever-flowing movement of magic cards, and the money transactions. There is no sign of stopping or slowing of the secondary market. I mean, imagine people are buying penny stocks all the time, like just for deck builds. The increase and demand for MTG cards, and more specifically, the demand for older and harder to get cards, are in the rising prices. Are on the rise. Prices dropping on bulk, prices raising on format staples, and WotC can't really keep up. Wizards of the Coast can reprint cards hard and fast, but the problem we are facing seems to be the secondary market for WotC, and that's the question here. Yes, the secondary market feels like it is causing an issue for the big company who makes these cardboard game pieces that we love. Is it a looming threat, the secondary market? People are spending their hard-earned money more on singles than on sealed product, especially as we've seen lately. Now, that's more of the opinion of seeing the stock prices and the news conferences of Hasbro and WotC not selling as much. So that's only an opinion. All right. People are spending their hard-earned money more on singles and sealed product. Ironically, there is a lot of penny cards to grab, but some valuable pieces to hold a decent price. What is the problem at large? Is the secondary market, which keeps the game alive and healthy, threatening WotC? I don't know. Let's open up the floor. But first, I want to chime in and say the secondary market is the healthy and important way to keep the game alive, and it does between the players and collector base. So, and just to appease TCGdude, the market overview is brick mortar stuff, right? The market dynamics, the market is alive and shows signs of no slowing down. Wizards of the Coast role is to reprint cards as quickly for the secondary market, posing a challenge for them. Discussion point. The secondary market is a threat to WotC, is it? While it keeps the game healthy and live, it concerns the impact of the company. Conclusion. The secondary market is crucial for the game's health and player collector base. Right? That's kind of an inside joke. but it's worth reading because like I think reselling Magic cards is important. People get their game pieces, especially when they're deck building, playing, and whatnot. I think for the collectors it keeps alive because if no one's buying Magic cards, singles or sealed product that are vintage, what's the real value of those products if no one's buying them? So it really keeps the game alive. And so what I want to open the floor about is what is the impact, or what do we think the impact is? Because we're not college degree people here. We're just assuming we understand a little bit about the secondary market and what we've talked about with WotC. So remember, we all care about the game. And I'm going to open the floor up and I'm going to point at Hillbilly. Is there anything you wanted to say about this?
Well, I do like the idea of reprints.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find the cards out in the secondary market. Enables you to find the cards that you want out there.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as it's hurting Wizards, I don't think it's really doing much to Wizards. Because like you said, they can reprint the card as many times as they want.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And they do that. And then it does bring the prices down. Therefore, it does hurt the secondary market because the cards are not worth as much as it was when they was first printed.
That's an interesting view on it, for sure. TCGdude.
Yo.
You want to chime in?
Sure, man. Absolutely. I'm over here editing a thumbnail for Ladder Reset on Thursday. Really excited for that while we're all talking. I suppose with anything of value, there's probably going to be a secondary market, right? There's the company or the persons that make the item, and then there are the people who want the item, and that's always going to change hands, somehow, some way. And online retailers, not a bad thing. Like, does anybody remember Columbia Book Club or CD Club or whatever?
Yeah,
Back when you
that-
had to,
that-
yeah.
order
that's the whole
CDs through a
documentary on it.
magazine catalog. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
That's not really a thing anymore because the internet like trumped that,
Yep.
and so people who business owners of like LGSs and all that, or just entrepreneurs, are totally using the internet in every space that they can, every platform that they can. Why don't you have cards listed on eBay and Amazon? It's free. Yeah, it costs you in taxes and like some of the fees and stuff, but at the end of the day, you're actually able to get cash back for your purchase in some regard.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, so, and just to emphasize, like I said, I don't think reselling is a problem. I just want to know if it actually has a correlation with how WotC acts, because back in the day, let's go to lockdown times, right? When they discovered reprinting valuable cards was a hot thing for a moment. Then they did it again. They did it again. They did it again, and people are buying and buying and buying and buying. Which I see no problem in cheaper cards. I love cheaper cards, but what I do care about, right? Because we were just talking behind the scenes about how the vintage video game market and vintage toy markets are kind of struggling because the awareness of collectability among the masses grown. It's made it harder for resellers to stay alive. I've known, like, my store has shut down, my eBay store has shut down from selling lots of stuff because that exact same thing. And I've seen other people's stores do the same thing. And I just watched a video that was uploaded as recent as yesterday about a guy talking about like how his store is struggling because he owns a storefront, but he was a massive video game reseller, vintage toy and video game reseller. And his whole conversational topic was how eBay basically ruined it for collectors, and not collectors, but for resellers, because the mass market, you can't buy something on the dime and flip it. And with the Magic cards, and this is how I can correlate this with Magic cards, you can try to find bulk online, and a lot of people do sell bulk cards online, but trying to sell like bulk for gold is getting harder in that realm. But you can still find singles on the market. But like you were mentioning a couple weeks ago, I believe that you sell a card for 30 cents, and 20% of that's taken out of sales plus shipping. How much are you really making?
Yeah, there's not a lot of meat on the bone in lower value cards. I'm not versed enough in like 100,000 inventory and
Right.
volume like that. My operation's a lot more smaller scale. But from what I understand is that the main like brick and mortar stores actually lose money on those dollar purchases. They straight up just lose money, but they supplement that or make up for it with their big ticket sales, with their Phyrexian foils selling for $70, with their fetch lands selling for $15 to $30 a piece, whatever, right? And so that's how they stay afloat. But those little 5 cent, 10 cent things, absolutely gonna nickel and dime the stores, but they get around that. If you order 5 copies of one common at a penny or whatever, they're gonna shove all 5 copies into their hard pack and plain white envelope that to you, bro. They're not gonna shipping track that. No.
No, that's a good point.
Some of them are for free shipping if you order a certain amount of dollars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's great.
That's another way they get around it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think one of the best things that comes out of this for the secondary market is like when I get to buy cards, because I don't get to buy cards all the time, but when I do a grip. Like if I'm buying like cheap cards, I'm buying like a stack. Because I'm looking for, because like if I got like $20 and there's not like a $20 card I need, I'll go on and buy all the cheap stuff and buy them in a big lot and just get that, because 1, I love the bulk opening. 2, I want the cards. 3, why just buy 50 cents and pay $1.20 on shipping?
Yeah.
you know,
Sure.
so
That's one way to think about it.
mhm. But like it also helps the store because I try to stimulate the economy. Like if my local game store sold singles here, the one closest to me, I'd be trying to get singles from them all the time. But they only sell the product on everything they sell, and the secondary market is vital for the game, the singles market, because
Yeah.
if you want to buy something from Lorwyn, you can't just buy fresh product off the shelves anymore. I mean, that's what's amazing about the secondary market is you can buy those Lorwyn cards, you can buy those original Ravnica cards, you can buy original Innistrad cards on the secondary market that are not here in the standard market or reprinted. They're back there, and you know what? It's an amazing thing. You can sell it. You can buy it, you can sell it, you can flip it, you can do whatever. And I think the secondary market in that way, especially like when deck building, like say you're deck building for Modern or you're deck building for Commander, it's a good way to get your hands on those grubby cards. Grubby hands on those cards.
Grubby card.
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want greasy cards.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep.
You guys ever had that problem where sweaty hands, you like cutting somebody's deck or they cut your deck, and then you go to grab your deck back and it's all grimy and slimy, and you're like,
Well, yeah, like I've had a situation like that where because I always like when I'm in a tournament, I always cut the deck. I always shuffle cut. And so this guy handed me his deck and it was all sticky because his hands were greasy or whatever, like sweaty. I'm like, dude, let's see if you do that. If you like, this is kind of hard to shuffle. Right? He's like, I know, my hands get sweaty. So, well, you want to keep that temper down, like rubbing on your pants stuff. Try to keep them dry, because if you don't, you're gonna ruin your sleeves.
Also, another thing that reminds me of a one card, Yu-Gi-Oh card. That way, if your opponent shake their hand, something happened, and then the people at tournaments would do all kinds of disgusting stuff with their hands, just get not have it go through.
Mm-hmm. What is all your opinions on mailing cards sold in PWEs?
I mean, I'll open out the gate with that because I sell cards online. Dude, that's like the go-to. Like if TCG Player or Amazon or whatever platform isn't requiring me to do the tracking order with $20, sold item, yeah, it's gonna go in a plain white envelope. Anything under 20, like that's just the risk that you incur as a customer shopping online for cheap Magic singles. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is.
Well, like PWEs, like my opinion on shipping PWEs, if it's like 1, 2, maybe 3 cards, I'll put them in a hard case and then seal it up decently. Would too, and put it in a PW and ship it. If
Oh, yeah, I top loader all my PWE. I'm not just gonna throw a card naked in there, bro. I'll take a piece of paper, right? So I'll take a piece of paper, and then the envelope, right? So I'll have the card, sleeved card, put sleeved card in top loader, tape the card to the paper, and then fold it to go in the envelope.
Right.
So it's hella secure, dude. As far as the envelope goes.
That's good. Well, because with one of the biggest things I worked on when I was operating the eBay store was my shipping, being really good at it. And one time I got cards from someone, I'm not going to mention who, but they just put cards in a PWE, and that thing came to me ripped.
Ooh.
All the cards were there, but yeah, like the mail was ripped. And one time they got I packaged cards soon, but I had like a small stack like that thick. I shipped in a PWE, and because you never know what's going to happen, because you got to charge the right price for a PWE. Because like there's two versions. There's a basic rate, which is for the super flat envelope, and that can fit through like a slot. They like do a test, and if it's a little thicker, they have to charge you a little more because it won't fit through that slot. They got to treat different. And one time I went to my local Hy-Vee here, and I was trying to mail cards, and out of nowhere they're trying to fit it through this hole to charge me a cheaper price. And they start getting his palm and pressing down on the cards to flatten it out. I'm like, no. I'm like, he's about yelling at him. No, don't do that. I says, I'll pay the extra. I'm already ready to pay like the $1.50 over the 95 cents because I know that's not going to fit. You're muted.
TCGdude.
My bad, bro. My bad, bro.
Okay,
I was laughing at that. That's kind of funny. That reminds me of a time when I was moving out of state and had packaged my Xbox 360 in a flat rate, like cramped full with all the cables, power brick, everything. Like it was a heavy flat rate. I got my money's worth out of that.
Right.
But the lady at the post office had, I don't know, some condition that made her frail. Okay. And I handed her the box and like she slid it, like it was on the countertop and slid it over to her. And as soon as she grabbed it, it just went tunk. And I was like, oh, that hurts so much. Why? Thank God that thing still works.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my first ordeal with doing some really heavy packaging is when my daddy sold a very vintage radio for like a couple grand on eBay. And it was the first time I got the package, and he had some heavy stuff, and he was the kind of person who paid the price for shipping. Like, and he's like, here's foam, here's bubble wrap, here's all this stuff. He says, put it all together. And I did it, and I'm like, here it is. And he's like, wow, that's extreme packaging. I said, well, I don't think we was worried about a price because, like, what, he paid like $63 for shipping.
Wow.
Jeez.
Well, the radio is heavy, right?
Yeah.
You paid a good price for the shipping. I mean, the radio is like this big, this thick, heavy, in a thick box, completely wrapped to the completely stuffed to the nines, so it doesn't, break or anything. Got a good deal.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
In the past, James says, as a seller on eBay, I honestly made many thousands of sales that went PWEs, right? No one hates the PWE, but when I do this auction, like my assumption is most like for the bulk cards, I'm going to pay the $6 shipping in a bubble mailer. Yeah. We'll see.
That works. That works good. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, if I was participating.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so say you were in the auction, you got a few cards. This thing is going to Alaska. It's going in a bubble mailer. That's a long time.
Thanks. I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, either way, I'm not too picky, man. Honestly, out of the several dozens of products I've purchased online, I've had one mishap of two mishaps technically. One card that was a Japanese foil that was like $5-6, never showed up. Totally forgot to even do an email. It was like not even worth my time to hoopla because the store was out of the inventory. It was a unique card. The other issue that I had was I ordered 2 Visions of Beyond and I got 1 Visions of Beyond and then a basic island, and I emailed them back and they charged me back the $7 or whatever for the missing card. So other than that, it's always been pretty solid 9 out of 10 experience both buying and selling online.
That's right. So here's a question, because we know Wizards of the Coast watches the secondary market for card prices on certain cards they can throw in a reprint.
Yep.
Do you think, out of your opinions, your thoughts, your brainwaves, that Wizards looks at the secondary market as a possible threat to their income increase when it comes to that? Because they the secret layer is almost a direct message saying, "Hey, we can sell stuff on the secondary market too," But when let's make an assumption here, right?
Can I ask? Can I pipe in and just ask, to maybe focus the topic a bit?
Yeah.
What would happen without the secondary market? Imagine you can only buy cards from shops, from brick and mortar stores, and from Wizards Online. Those are your only 2 options. Now, what does the world of Magic look like?
Ah, that's interesting. I actually like that idea.
I do too.
A little like I like the game store thought, and I like Wizards selling product like how it used to be. The secondary market, it gets more confusing because when the internet broke up and people realized, hey, I can sell my cards.
The internet broke up and got back together like a toxic relationship.
Right?
I'm sorry.
You could. But you know, how would you prevent a secondary market? I don't think you can really prevent the secondary
It's
market.
not. It's. I wasn't being realistic about it. It was just a thought.
A hypothetical, if you will.
Right.
I mean, yeah. But if that did happen, that'd be great, especially for the LGS.
Mm-hmm.
I think the reverse is likely. Maybe Gaming Bob is missing a little bit of the context here. Essentially, Tortoise was trying to say or ask, is Wizards affected by the secondary market? And if so, why and how? Essentially, and to avoid us trying to stumble upon reasons, I just flipped the question and said, eliminate the secondary market. Now, what does Magic look like?
Magic looks like the good old times, right? The good old times, right? Where you only could go to your local game store, brick and mortars are bustling, collectors are buying stuff because people will want to buy that stuff later. Then the secondary market, if somehow that case happened and the secondary market just disappeared, the secondary market will just come back later on.
Oh yeah,
you know,
in one form or another.
Right,
it would, yeah.
Right, because the secondary market is inevitable.
I mean, this is an extreme comparison, but I was talking with my old lady about it the other day. You know, it was like 100 years ago when America had prohibition and banned alcohol, yet it was like some of the most highly traded product in the country. Hello, it's not gonna stop ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like trying to, well, never mind, I'm not gonna go there because that's more adult related topic. But yeah, some states are trying to do something to that with that adult related topic. That
you did have bootleggers still.
Yep, I personally believe it is naive to believe WotC is not fully aware and created an entire financial division to analyze it. You know what, Bob? I believe you are correct. They probably do have a team that actually analyzes the secondary market as best they can.
Yep.
No doubt about it, because that is too much of a money hole to ignore.
Yeah.
Because what I was about to say, and you were almost right on what I was trying to say, is saying, well, because what I was talking about, assume the internet makes, and it's going to be baby numbers, say the internet makes $1 million a day guaranteed, right? Guaranteed. $1 million, right? And say WotC makes almost $1 million every day, and sometimes more, right? Let's just assume on this naive thought here that 50% of the money goes to the market and 50% of the money goes to WotC. WotC's trying to grow that 50% every day, every quarter. They're trying to make 50% a larger number, right? So if WotC's growing and the secondary market is taking all his money, right? Where is the threat assessment for WotC on this, right? And this is a weird question to ask, right? This is a weird question to ask, but WotC lives in a realm most collectible markets don't. Most collectible markets are based off a dead franchise or a dead thing, right? Super Nintendo, you really don't get those anymore. Nintendo 64, you don't get those anymore.
I mean, you don't get those, but the IPs have carried on through Nintendo. Nintendo is a monolith in the gaming and entertainment industry, bro. They ain't going down anytime soon.
Right, but you're not getting a Nintendo back, right? You're not getting your childhood back.
Not from them proper. Well, now we're talking about nostalgia, and that's a whole. Honestly, Magic is profiting off of that so hard. Did anybody see the preview for the Heroes of the Realm card, the leak with the retro frame card? Oh, bro,
no, I haven't seen the leak.
Well, nostalgia is literally a keyword now.
Right,
it refers to retro frame, legendaries, and artifacts, bro.
Oh yeah, I saw that one on the
So what I'm getting at is nostalgia is what leads most of the collectible markets for most of the time, because people are willing to spend money on that for the old stuff. Wizards lives in a world where they have both nostalgia and current meta cards that are really good. Oh, let's see. Bob's chiming in. Everything I have seen is absolutely designed to push the boundaries, test and secondary, right? I have come to a new relationship with Magic the Gathering. I assume everything has already gone to $0, so all of my purchases are now made through the lens and ask, is this purchase worth the price? That's a good way to look at it too.
Yep.
I understand from your directive. That's a different of mind switch. But I always kind of do that because I'm like my view is from a $0 to $20, is this card worth the money? And I see where you've gone with that. Because we spent $100 on a Liliana the Veil one time. Look at that. It's not worth that much money anymore. But the card means a lot to me.
Yeah.
But that's a different perspective. And the one thing I want to hone in on the most here, is I wanted to try to define what do you think the relationship is between the secondary market and WotC, because it's so weird to think, if Nintendo, right, was worried, and when a couple people on YouTube did cover it's not a reprint, but how you can get digital games on digital vintage games on the Switch, the Xbox, PlayStation, and everything.
Yeah.
There's a couple people who are talking about how that's trying to kill the vintage market.
Well, those people probably are salty and hate themselves too, because it's not damaging the vintage market, bro.
Right?
It's what it's doing is giving accessibility to people.
Look. Oh, I don't have it up there. It's up there. I got Turok 2 and PlayStation 4 up there, right? Turok 2 CZ from Nintendo 64. On my Nintendo Switch, I have Turok 2 CZ that I was playing on streaming, but there's a whole level that's seizure inducing. So I decided to play that on my own time. But really, I would love a box and a cartridge of the 64 game. Doesn't kill my desire to have it.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, no, it's a classic game, dude. I love Turok growing up. For anybody that doesn't know, Turok is a first-person shooter on the Nintendo 64 that was a dinosaur hunter theme. And it used the same engine as GoldenEye 007. So to give you
in
a
the
feel
South Park game too, I believe.
In the South Park game too, use the same engine. Good call, my friend.
Even though that one wasn't that great of a game, according
to right. Well, actually, personally, I love the hell out of that game, but I guess as a whole, the if you weren't a South Park fan, you probably didn't like the game. But Turok 2, quick side note here. Turok 2, the original black cartridge, is actually unbeatable because it's bugged. There's a certain level in there that's bugged. So I'm going to save you all that hassle, Tortoise. Emulate it or get the gray cartridge, which
this is remastered.
Oh, remastered? Oh, they probably fix it then. Hell yeah.
Yeah, they probably fix it.
The original black cartridge, though, is bugged.
Yeah. I want to get this comment because I think it's good. WotC keeps changing the relationship. I believe they are trying to have their cake and eat too. Honestly, on the course of this topic, Bob, I don't think Wizards of the Coast knows what they're dealing with, and they don't have a good understanding yet of how to affect it, and they're trying everything to make it work in their way. All right, let's see. I hope that somebody spends almost that much money on Liliana next Wednesday on the 21st. On the 21st, yeah, we'll cover the auction in the chill section for sure. Oh, Bob, you're chiming in with some gold here. I'll make a prediction before WotC closes up shop on MTG. They're going to promise a new reserved list or similar concept. Try to re-earn it. That'd be cool, but kind of pointless. But I understand where you're getting at. I think in that realm, Bob, if they were to do a reserve list kind of thing, they should open up print numbers and MSRP again. that's as much faith as I think I got in them.
Yep.
But only when they are forced to, right?
Right.
Force their hand to do the right thing.
It's
But,
going
yeah.
to be it's going to be hard for them to get their trust back. They've done so much.
Well, let's see. My idea of trust has changed with Wizards of the Coast. I used to trust Wizards of the Coast to make a good product, to now I trust them to try to make money. That's it.
Yeah.
They're trying to make money, and I trust them to make all the decisions, to try to make money. It's like Pokemon, right? The card game, the physical card game.
Yeah.
Right? There's money there. There's some money in it, but a lot of cards are worth little. But they sell their market to certain people, a certain demographic who they know are just going to buy it, and I just trust them to make money. Yu-Gi-Oh did the same thing, and I trust Yu-Gi-Oh to try to make money. They do it all the time with their reprint list and everything. It's just going crazy. Yep. So I trust them to try to make money, and and in that trust, I believe they're going to make all the decisions they can to make that money, if it's a good decision or a bad decision. My faith is not there. See, that's the difference. My faith is not there with the company, because if my faith was there, I'd have faith that they would make a good decision.
Then maybe go to Magic Church, bro. Restore your faith. I'm just kidding.
Right? Magic Church. No, that's awesome. I'm so glad you all get to be here today, because this is a good topic, and I think it touches on a lot of realms, because trying to assess the secondary market is hard alone, but I understand how it affects WotC and try to figure out WotC's point of view. I really don't think WotC understands the secondary market well enough. They did some things, and they got to see cards drop down in price. They reprinted cards. They got cards that were worth hundreds of bucks, and they got to watch them fall down. And they try to keep the market vitalized in a weird way. But then too many reprints is the complaint people had. Well, what's happening there? How do they assess that information? When
they're probably making the reprints to bring the cards down on the secondary market just so they can try to make money.
Mm-hmm.
But also, that's hurting not only the secondary market on the reprints, it's also hurting the market, not secondary market, but the regular market, because they're hurting it too, because they're making because those reprints are going in there also.
Well, here's the biggest problem I see with reprints right now. I love cheap cards. I'm not gonna lie. I love cards that have value too. Those are two things that shouldn't go together.
Yep.
But one of the biggest problems with reprints, whatnot, and the trust in the market is when they print a set and the EV is less than the price they're charging on a box, people kind of shy away from that.
Yep.
I mean, that's why video games are a completely different monster. You can buy a video game for cheap or expensive. If you love the game, you're gonna play it most likely, and if you play it, you're getting your value out of it, completely. And I love that fact, and I'm a player at heart. I love playing my cards. You know that.
Yeah.
I love playing my cards. I love playing the game. So that's how I assess my value in buying Magic cards. Is how if I'm not gonna play, I'm not gonna buy a card just to collect it. In fact, that's why in the auction I decided to throw in all my good Japanese War of the Spark cards as a giveaway, because I'm like, you know what, I'm never gonna play with these, but there's value. One of the cards, $40. I'm like, someone would be happier with this. Someone would be happier to get that.
Yep.
Because I like them. Don't get me wrong. I'd keep them, but if someone else would get more enjoyment out of them than I am, then good for them.
Yep.
That almost sounds like I was targeting TCGdude because he loves Japanese cards.
That last comment that Bob made, I'll alliterate on some of that probably.
You talking about this one?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I don't think Hasbro leadership understands collectibles or worse. They don't care and want short-term gains. All right.
That's a good point,
I
Bob.
understand they want short-term gains, yeah, they'll do this short-term game, and they try to do another short-term game, and they're failing there. Because what they need to do is think about the long term
Of the game, yeah.
instead of the short term. Because if you
Well,
think about
yeah.
the long term, you're more profitable than you are with the short term.
Right. And I think one of the ways they can work on that long term trust, let's say it, long term trust for that gain, is to work on the LGSs again, get people in the store, get the growth of the game coming back.
Yep.
Bob, I love what you're saying today. You are amazing.
Yep.
Yep. Fire. All right. There, you got some cool planeswalkers too out of that box too. Hell yeah, I did. Ooh.
To touch on MTG Gaming Bob's comment there, this is why you have old heads. This is why you have elders to help guide the youngsters.
Elders,
and apparently they just got a lot of youngsters at Hasbro making calls here, and they're not seeing the future.
Sometimes I wish they'd put Mark Rosewater in a higher position, but that's just me.
Well, like sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say because he's been there since like the 1990s. He knows what sells and what doesn't. Now you can go ahead.
All right, so here's an interesting idea, an interesting thought. You know how Wizard of the Coast recruited professional players for game design, like Gavin Verhey and a couple other people, right?
Yeah.
What if they went out and recruited collectors of the game, brought them in, and helped them learn how to make collectibles, learn collectability, and print those collectible cards and follow a certain path? Because like people like Gaming Bob have a lot of collectors knowledge that they could feed. You know, and I'm not talking Gaming Bob here. I'm just using him as an example because he's like the main collector in the room here. And then I'm like,
well, what they need to do is come and get Taurus and recruit him for it. Then you can tell them how to do it.
Yeah, transparency overall would help, in my opinion. Yes, transparency is amazing, and you know what's interesting? The fact that they're being a little more transparent with secret layers when they're going to print something at a limited run and print something at a run. I think that's a small, tiny little tiptoe step in the right direction. Let's hope they can do more of that. Yes,
I agree. I mean, they need to be fully. Not just a little bit of transparency. They need to be fully transparent.
Right.
And then they'd be heading in the right direction. And they do need to support these LGSs so the game can grow like you're saying. Because they want new players. But how can they get new players if they ain't supporting their LGSs?
Right? Who's going to buy the cards if they have nowhere to play those cards, right? Spell table is going to save their butt. All right, really quick. No deck of the day today because we are overtime a little. But we're going to play the clip to get the advertisement out.
The deck of the day is brought to you by Redcubleather. High-quality leather deck boxes and merchandise. Customizable options are available. The link is in the description box below.
I want to be.
Yeah, there you go. So, as we're wrapping this up, is there any final thoughts anybody have about this topic? Anything we want to cover? No? All right.
No, not that I can think of.
So, we think you covered it well. You think we had a good discussion?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. I just want to make sure because, sometimes we're just sitting there having something in the back of our head just wanted to come out on the tip of our tongue. So I just want to make sure you guys got that all out. So we are going to jump into the shill section.
All right. I'm at 368 subs. Once I get to 400, we'll kick off a giveaway. And so let's get there. And also this afternoon, I'm going to try to kick off another Commander game. If you want to join the Commander game, just let me know on Discord, and we'll play some Commander.
Woo woo. All right. All right, what am I doing? Oh, here we go. Moving forward. Anything you want to shill?
Not today.
All right. Let's see. Boom. What's this?
Well, to help the old shilling. So you already know I'm here Monday, Friday. And then Thursday I do the round table with the DJ crew. But this Thursday on my channel, I will be hosting a stream for Diablo 2's Ladder Reset. And as per some of the advice I got from the old Cardboard Odysseys crew, I'm going to roll with Blizzard Sorceress. So there it is. There's a preview of what the thumbnail is roughly going to look like. So keep your eyes peeled for that on Thursday at about 4 or 5 o'clock Pacific.
When does the ladder reset?
Thursday at 5 o'clock Pacific.
Like Photoshop.
Usually it resets every few months or so.
Anybody noticed I gave old girl a TCG leg tattoo? Yeah, that's my groupie now.
Are you using GIMP or Photoshop?
I'm using paint.net, bro.
All right.
Microsoft, baby.
All right. Okay, that's why. That makes sense. It's all right. So yeah, me and you should talk about thumbnails in a future date.
Well,
all right.
thanks.
Anyways, I could school you, TCGdude. Teach you. Well, I like I know my morning thumbnails are kind of basic, but I have good tips. That's a good thumbnail. But anyways, boom, super fast tortoise right here. Today is Sunday, so I'm hanging out with the wife today. So no streams today that I know of. No, but the 21st is coming up, and that's next week. We're gonna be jamming on the 21st. If I can find the picture section. Blah, 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 blah.
I want to jam it with you.
Yeah. Fundraiser auction, Magic the Gathering cards, February 21st at 3:30 p.m. We're gonna have some spicy cards and some more cards that are supposed to be coming in to go into the auction. We're gonna host it live on YouTube. We're gonna use PayPal and Discord. Whoop, whoop. PayPal for a payment method, Discord so I can reach out to you if you want to be part of the auction as someone who's bidding on cards. We got to be able to find you on Discord so I can reach you. Yes. And it'll be awesome. And there'll be some good cards. There'll be some giveaways to the people in the auction. Random giveaways. It's going to be fun. We're going to have some good spicy cards. And we're going to have a great time. And hopefully we can meet our goal of making up a $500. But we'll go as far as we can because we believe in everybody. But I want to thank you, everybody, for showing up today. Hillbilly, TCGdude. I know it's not a Monday, so I appreciate that you stopped in by on a Sunday.
Yeah, bro. I actually got sleep.
Hell yeah.
I was energized, ripping and roaring. Let's go.
Ripping and rolling. MTG Hillbilly, thank you for showing up.
Anytime.
Yeah, Meaningful, you too.
Yep.
All right. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. Thank you, everybody. Chat, MTG Game Bob, James Willis. There was someone I'm forgetting on the name of. Mrs. Hillbilly, thank you for stopping by. And Dill Lawson, thank you for hanging out. You guys have been awesome, been amazing. Keep the game alive. And until next time, my friends, listen to poor old Lord Megatron.
Shockwave! What is your command, Megatron?
Subscribe for Magic the Gathering and other content for evil fun.
Fear not, Megatron.